Hi there, this is Professor Bunting. I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about the first essay, which I have just finished grading. I will be unmuting it in a few minutes, so you'll be able to see your grades. I want to make some general comments here about the definition essay and also about the next essay that's coming up. This first essay was supposed to focus on defining the term, giving an historical perspective, and a little bit about the effects. So the purpose of this is going to become your introduction, the very first part of your essay. So it's kind of general. You don't want to get into causes yet. You don't want to get into solutions yet. You want to focus basically on, what is the problem? If you're doing obesity, what is obesity? How is obesity different from being overweight? How do we determine obesity? Heart disease, cardiovascular disease, same thing. What is it? How is it different? How does cardiovascular disease differ from heart disease? Does it? And then how is it diagnosed? Give some examples of it. So this is one section of your paper, which should be about a couple hundred words, defining the term. Then you're going to go into the historical perspective. Basically, you can take a couple of tacks with this. You can go and find some research and show trends. What were the obesity rates in 1960? What are they today? How much have they gone up? If you want to get more development, you might want to get into a little bit about the history. Why is obesity rather new? I mean, it hasn't been around in the 1700s and even in the 1800s. Obesity, cardiovascular disease, and a lot of these kinds of issues are after the Industrial Revolution. So you might want to talk about, back in the old days, people, before World War II, people had manual jobs. They worked in the fields, or they worked in construction, or they did something. They walked. Not everybody owned a car, so people walked around. There weren't fast food restaurants on every corner. There weren't a lot of processed foods. It was more fresh fruits and vegetables and things like that people ate. So the diets were different. The lifestyles have changed a little bit with the technology. We all became a little bit lazy. People stop walking, they drive. We have elevators, we have vacuum cleaners. Those kinds of things have changed the way we live. And as a result of that, we are getting less exercise, and eating habits aren't particularly what they should be. So that's kind of the things I'm looking for in terms of history. If you're doing cyberbullying, what you want to do there is you want to say, what is cyberbullying? How is cyberbullying different from the old-fashioned playground bullying? And then in terms of your history of that, you basically want to trace the growth of the internet, the growth of social networking sites, and those kinds of things that have made it easier to bully people. You can give some examples of people who've been bullied, whether it's through text pictures or through texting or emails or whatever. And then you want to talk a little bit about the effects. You're going to focus more on the effects in your next paper, but right now you want to make the reader understand that this is an important problem. It needs to be solved. So you do want to have a paragraph or so on the effects. Okay, so that's kind of what I was looking for the definition paper. I tried to make comments on there if you had problems. Also, all of these papers are researched. So, in order to be considered a research paper, you have to use research. So that means you have to have signal phrases, parenthetical citations, and a works cited page. So some people lost points because they didn't, maybe you did research, but you didn't show it in the paper. You've got to show that you did use research in this paper for it to be considered a research paper. All right, I'm going to have another little quickie video on the next week's assignment, which is the cause and or effect paper. But I just wanted to make sure that you understood what you may have done wrong on the definition paper. If you need to revise, please do so as soon as possible. If you got below a 70, you really need to revise because it's not a passing grade. If you got a 70 or above, you don't have to revise. But you have to remember that the changes that I told you to make in this paper, you need to make it because you're going to use this information in your research paper. And you don't want to get counted off twice for the same error. Okay? Hope this helps. I look forward to looking at your pre-writing today. And hopefully I can get an idea how you're doing on the pre-writing. A lot of you did good pre-writing for the definition, but then you kind of didn't look at it. So look at the definition paper. Look at I give you a thesis statement. Use it, or use it as a guide, as a model, because you have to have a thesis. You have to break it down. So please read all the instructions before you start writing, and I think you'll do better. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.